off of a bunch of stuff that you've done this week. Now I sit and listen to that and don't bat an eyelid. I can see the line of continuity through all of that, from shea butter to chickens. So I can completely see it. But many people can't compute with that.
Unless you spell it out. So and I've actually recently spelled it out from when I said to someone, I can connect the dots in terms of everything that I do. And okay, so cut me open, I bleed pharma. Pharmaceutical industry, love it. Drug trials, clinical research, call it whatever you want, procurement, all those things. Now, to my company, EMQT, bringing clinical research into Africa, that's my connection to pharma. And then you have this skincare, which is cancer patients now using the skin. So it kind of connects for me. And then share in the skincare. I haven't told you this actually. So a lot of the trees, share trees, are being cut down. And charcoal is really expensive at the moment. So we've always talked about circular economy and how the husks from the share nut can be repurposed for fuel. So I'll show you the video later. So the team in Nigeria have been experimenting. They finally cracked it.
They cracked the nut?
No, they finally cracked the method of using the shells of the share nut, grinding and doing a few bits and pieces with it, and remolding it to use in place of firewood.
Like they've done with coffee and logs.
There you go.
Nice.
Exactly. Then the chickens. We're now experimenting with the one of the byproducts of share processing is the share cake. Now experimenting using the share cake for animal feed. So feeding the chickens. It's mad because in my head everything
ties up.
Everything ties up completely, and one always gives birth to the other. In terms of, well, I need to do this. Maybe I can look at my toolbox. What do I have in terms of all this business that can actually feed into this? And we always seem to find something. Particularly when you're
so you've got a live case of what's coming in first, the chicken or the egg?
We had this argument with my kids last weekend about chicken and the egg. In the end, I had to say, shut up. I really don't care which one came first. Like, I don't care which one came first. The fact is, we got chicken, we got eggs. End of. Oh my God. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. I think for me, it's about longevity. There's a saying that I've been told since I was a child: slow and steady wins the race. Actually, it's quite true. There are things you can do and boom, the unicorns, an idea, boom, before you know it. But there's something about that longevity, that trust, that tried and tested that you just, as long as you're still moving forward. We spoke about it the other week, didn't we? We spoke about consistency. That's right.
And we spoke about how consistency is key.
Very much so.
You can be consistent at speed, and you can be consistent at pace, at slower pace. The importance is the consistency.
Absolutely.
So it's the keeping doing it. Ultimately, if you took an exercise regime, you would be better doing 10 minutes every day for 5 days.
Why are you going to use exercise?
Because I am sorry, I'm doing it. Than you would be doing 1 day of 2 hours. And it's that kind of principle
absolutely.
Of the chipping. And we spoke about the chipping. And it's that chipping away, and you can sometimes chip faster than others.
That's right.
But what's important is the constant chipping.
It is a constant chipping, and then there's also the element of, I know people get tired of hearing me say it, the purpose, impact, and profit. Does what I'm doing have a purpose? Yes. Is it impacting me, my family, my community, my world?
Wider world.
Yes, it is. Is it going to make me money? The likelihood of something that has purpose and impact to make money is very high.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, is that purpose, impact, and profit. And the interesting thing is, I left the corporate world in September 2018. A lot of my colleagues who I still keep in touch with, because sort of working my way up in the industry, again, everything's about relationships. You know that be careful sort of who you piss off, or I'm so bad at remembering sayings, on your way out, because you're going to meet them on the way down or whatever.
Careful you tread on the way.
That's right. And for me, it's always been that consistency of treating people well with respect, because you just never, that's not why you do it.
No.
But somehow you have that, my word is my bond and my integrity means a lot. My name is really, really important to me. So now, a lot of the people I worked with in the industry who've been there 25, 30 years, when I catch up with them, they're saying to me, oh God, okay, we're getting to that end of this career here, not end of my working career, just this stint here. What do I do? I want to do something that means something.
They're looking for legacy.
I get that so much now. And the more people say that to me, the more I stand straight, like,
look what I'm creating.
That's what I've got. You know, my husband will say to you, yeah, but you got no money. I'm like, no, it's purpose, impact, profit. It will, if you build it, it will come. And we build it every day, consistent, with speed when it's needed.
Yeah, I mean, your consistency is absolutely admirable on every level. It really is.
Merci.
Across the board.
Merci.
Really is.
Apart from the days I'm like, I was this week on the phone to you, and and then Karen will send me a WhatsApp as we're talking. Here's 10-minute meditation.
Yeah. Energizing meditation. Sort your life out now.
And I'm like, I'm not opening your message.
You think you've got a flat tire?
Yeah.
Pump it up, because at the moment it's a symbol of you.
But you know something? The big things don't stress me out.
Yeah.
Do you find this?
Absolutely.
It's the little damn thing.
100%.
Flat tire.
But you have to rise above that.
I don't. Sometimes I don't want to rise above that. I just want to sit there and bitch and moan. I'm just like, no. I'm going to sit here and then call you and trying to like motivate, inspire. No. Come in here with me and bitch and moan alone. That's what I need right now. And you're like, no. Oh God. At that point, I'm thinking, get her off the phone, because what I need right now is like, ugh.
It's interesting. I was having a conversation with my son yesterday, actually, and I've said it to both the daughters previously as well, that sometimes when you're in a position of, it could be overwhelm or awkwardness, or you're in this position where you're sort of spiralling on the spot, and I've spoken about this before, where you're spiralling on the spot and literally you can go down or up from that spiral. And I was saying to him, whenever I get a negative word coming, or something, a negative emotion, I now have this ability to immediately reframe the way that feels or looks to make it positive. So if I'm taking, I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but whatever. So if I was sat at home and I've got a flat tire, yes, it's annoying and I wanted to be somewhere, I needed to be somewhere, I would immediately say, okay, that's great. So what can I do with this time that I otherwise wouldn't have had because I'd been in the car going somewhere? So what can I do with this? And put a different kind of energy into it.
I don't actually hate you for saying it. I think, no, I agree with you. I agree completely with you. Well, that was Monday. Where I thought, okay, flat tire, never mind, let's refocus. Don't have to go anywhere. So, okay, it's good. Tuesday.
You have to do it again. Reframe again and reframe again.
Wednesday.
Reframe.
I ain't bloody reframing nothing anymore. I want to get out of here, and I'm tired, and I'm sick of it.
But you see, as you quite rightly said at the beginning of the conversation, you couldn't have wanted to do it that much because you'd have walked.
True.
Just saying.
True.
So spoiled.
True. Very, very true. Very true. Oh, that's when the African-ness in me comes. I'm thinking, oh, I wish my son was here, because he would have. I would have sent him to that to do X, Y, Z. It's like, why can't you just get up and do it yourself?
Yeah, because you're not that much of a control freak.
No, I'm not
you
that
can't.
much.
But you have to do that bit yourself. Just saying. Again.
Oh my Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord.
So I had an interesting day yesterday. So this week, my husband's been doing sound for Wimbledon,
yeah.
which he's done for, I don't know, God knows how many tens of years.
Cool. The stuff that does is really cool.
He does some great stuff, and he'll be back 4 days before he goes to Paris to do the Olympics. So, hey. Anyhow, Josh broke up last week, and so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to work from home a bit this week so that I'm there for him to do a bit of stuff with in between my work. And then yesterday he had an interview at the London Screen Academy in Islington. So I said, we're going to go by train so that you'd know what the train route was if you were going to go there, rather than me drive and him wonder how the hell he got there in the first place, you know. So we did the train route and we went to LSA. He absolutely loved it, so that's definitely on his radar for going to next year. And then I also wanted to introduce him to a guy that I'd met in Cannes, who's a young black Nigerian actor who lives here with his mother. And also somebody that he'd met previously. She's also an actress. She's just done her master's at LAMDA. She's American, Kylie Brady. She's amazing. And Emeka Cisse is the guy.
Emeka.
Yeah.
Is Igbo. He's from my tribe in Nigeria. Yes, he's Igbo. Emeka.
He's just an absolute delight. So he's been in things like Top Boy and David Copperfield and a Nike advert. I'm going to say what else. So he's really, really nice lad. Completely teetotal, like clean living, just a really decent human being, as is Kylie. And I had an invite to go to On-Site Media, who are like a post-production house. So they do a lot with David Attenborough and all sorts of films and documentaries. They're a really well-respected post-production company, and they do a summer barbecue every year. And so I'd been invited and asked if I could invite Emeka and Kylie and take Josh.
Beautiful.
So it was really lovely because Josh got to speak about his music to lots of the producers and different people that were there.
Your Josh is so talented.
It is quite. I mean,
and he does it like that.
It's unreal. And I always say that I'm my children's fairest critic and their biggest fan. So if a child of mine, like Naomi, when she used to try and sing, she was a brilliant actress. She was National Youth Theatre, scholarshiped in on a drama in English to her school. But when she said about singing, I just said, don't do it. No. Mine. Mine. I'm not saying that you can't learn to sing, but for the moment, I'm not going to tell you that you're natural at something that you quite evidently aren't.
I love that.
So with Josh, I wouldn't say that he's an absolute exceptional talent if he wasn't. I'm not I'm not one of those parents at all.
He is so talented. So what's that thing called? Our
Skin in the Game jingle.
Yeah, jingle.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That was Josh, and he just did it in a
split.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And then you sent us, myself and David, you sent us a piece that he'd
redone, like a cover.
Yeah, cover he'd done.
Yeah. Frank Sinatra.
Wow, and he sang.
I know.
I was like, that's Josh. It's brilliant.
And the stuff he composes.
It's just
when you think he writes, composes the music, then sings it, plays it, and produces it.
I'm always in awe of people.
Incredible.
I'm talentless, so I'm always in awe of people who have either a God-given talent or talent they've developed or something they've learned. Oh my God.
And it was so lovely to watch yesterday, the three creatives interact and engage with each other. So what we had as an observer, we had Amika saying, Josh, some of these beats you've written, I know people who would take that up in an instant. We need to be promoting it to these rappers and to these, because some of the beats he writes are just phenomenal. And he said, there were people that would buy this stuff, and I can help you do that. And he's got to do a short film for his media studies piece. And Kylie's saying, so who's going to help you film this, Josh? He said, I'm going to do it all on my own. So she said, I'll help you.
Oh.
And he said, well, really? And she said, yeah. Well, she said, what if you do a brilliant take but you've got dirt on your face? Or there's something in the way that you haven't noticed because you can't notice it because you can't do both things. Because he was saying,
called being authentic, darling.
She was saying that, you could have a tripod set up and you might not see something that you wouldn't want in that shot, for example. And I just thought, and I was watching the interaction and the support of each other for each other. And we've talked before about trade, haven't we, and trade of relationships, and how, when people talk about trade and you have your freedom of the city for your trade that you've been doing. And it came to me last evening as I was on the train back with him. I was thinking about the trade thing again. And I was thinking, that was a trade. That was a beautiful, encapsulated trade of creative, empathy, creative.
If you're in any relationship that isn't selfish, i.e. if you're not getting something out of them, they're not getting something out, leave.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Absolutely.
I think you mentioned before about just people in general. I've learned to let go of people in my life that gain nothing from me and I don't get anything from them.
If it doesn't serve you, let it go.
Absolutely. It took me a long time to learn that lesson, and I was always the one holding on. People say God brings people into your life for a purpose. When they've served the purpose, let them go. I don't. They've come in, they serve the purpose, and I'm like, stay with me.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because
oh dear,
and it doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with that.
Like there isn't.
Sometimes you look back in your life and you go, I wonder what happened to that person. You think, why didn't I continue? Why didn't that continue?
See,
and
I
sometimes
wish I
people
could do
come
that.
back. So sometimes you don't see somebody for such a long time, and then for some reason life brings them back.
I wish I could do that, but Karen, because when I finally let go reluctantly. When I remember, I don't think, I wish what happened to that person. I was like, oh God, I can't believe that. But I'm just being honest. I'm learning to just like
flow a bit more with it.
Just let go, because I have this, but I like and love hard. It's all or nothing for me when it comes to people that I hear. Either it's all or nothing. So I'm learning to get to that middle ground. It's really, really hard. Because even when they want to go, I'm still fighting to seriously, just don't go, stay. That's a big challenge for me, and I'm learning.